see that there are people awake so early. I just wanted to say hi and to check in on everybody because it's been about a week since I've done a live stream, and a lot of things have, I guess, happened since then. I know October has come and gone, and we're now beginning a new month, which is incredibly exciting. So now we're in the month of November, and that allows us a lot of space for changes, lifestyle adaptations, and things like that. So, for that being said, what I would really like to talk about today is focusing on some different perspectives. So I've been getting different questions, which have been really incredible, so please keep sending me questions and any content you want to know more about. And today what I would like to talk about is distinguishing between some of the facets surrounding myths of what love is versus what love isn't. So one of the things that I've noticed is that I was getting ready this morning, doing my morning routine, and I was listening to a Spotify playlist. And it was just relaxing music. I think it was soft pop hits or something like that. And I noticed on this playlist that there were so many songs about love and romance and things like that. And wow, there were just a lot of messages that I was receiving from these songs. So a lot of these songs were coming from one main singer or one protagonist who was singing towards another one that was a romantic interest. And they were singing things like, I love you, I need you, I'm nothing without you, please come back, and things along those lines. You know, you're my better half, I'm just not whole without you. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of messaging that we're receiving through things like media and music and just casually listening to songs. And I just noticed as I was listening to all of that, I was like, wait, hold on. The singer keeps on singing to the muse, the person who's inspiring them, about how they are dependent on the other person for love, for connection, for affection, and about how without them they feel like they're nothing, and about things along the lines of just not being good enough without that love and that connection. So I found that very interesting because those are some of the messages that I notice are very strongly embedded in what we think about when we think about romance and dating. So I just wanted to go through some of the things that love would, in my definition of love and self-love, would clearly be and would clearly not be. So when I talk about love and romance, it relates to us starting from ourselves. So it relates to starting from a place of self-love. So what's your relationship like with yourself? And how do you feel as you are as a person without any partner, without any other relationship? So for love, when we start from that perspective, then we don't have to rely on dating or on romance in order to help us feel full and to help us feel whole, like all the romance songs are showing in the in the Spotify playlist I listened to this morning, where they were talking about needing a partner and needing someone to feel loved and connected. So I found that very interesting. So one of the things that I want to challenge everyone to do is to start from yourself and say, okay, stand alone on my own by myself. How do I feel about myself? Do I feel like I need somebody else in order to feel worthy, to feel valuable, to feel loved? Or do I feel like I'm pretty good on my own? I'm a really awesome person. I enjoy my own company. I enjoy the things that I'm able to accomplish. I feel productive. I feel successful. And then from there, you can see exactly how much you are relying on a relationship or on dating to be able to feel some sense of needing purpose or some sense of wanting connection. Now, as social creatures, as human beings, we're very social creatures, and it's completely natural and fulfilling to want connection and to want even romantic connection and to want partnership. So that's something that is inevitable, I think, and it's evolutionarily necessary, and also it's just something that fills up the heart. And I don't think that anyone needs to live a life confined to being alone or being solitary in order for them to feel whole. But just as a precaution, that before going into dating or relationships or cultivating new relationships as you start dating, it's definitely wise to take a step back and say, how do I view myself? What's my own sense of self-confidence? What's my sense of self-worth? What's my sense of things along the lines of who I am and how I identify, even standalone without a partner. And if you already are in a relationship, you can also see if there are ways that within that relationship you are identifying more strongly with needing the other person's approval or needing the other person's affection. So some of the things that I would very clearly say love is not is I would say when you come from a place of insecurity, worrying, or jealousy, that's what I would say love is not. It doesn't mean that within a relationship you're not going to feel those things. It's perfectly normal to feel those things. The only question is how you're balancing that and whether you're focusing on those feelings and perpetuating them because you're saying, I worry about you because I love you, or whether you're looking at that and adapting your behavior to be more open. And it's hard to explain in just one live, but some of the things that I hear used a lot in songs, for example, or in media is the person saying, if he doesn't worry about you, he doesn't love you. Or if she doesn't get jealous, she doesn't really love you. And that is complete garbage. That is total BS. And I'm calling that because I've heard that used so many times as, oh, you know, he's just possessive and controlling because he loves me and he cares about me. That is not love. That is coming from a place of fear. So love for when you're sharing love with yourself and with another partner always comes from a place of love. It does not come from a place of fear. So when you're relating to another partner and you're feeling either insecurity or jealousy, or maybe you're caught up in a deep sense of worry because you are experiencing something that's unpleasant, those feelings are not to be confused with love. So if you're caught in a situation or a relationship where you're telling yourself or justifying yourself, my partner's acting this way, which is a negative way or maybe a challenging way because he or she or they love me, I challenge that because love does not come from a place of fear. Love comes from a place of wanting the best for that other person, but also from a place of respecting and honoring that other person. So I just wanted to clarify some of those things that love is and love isn't. So love is coming from a place of patience, of compassion, of understanding, doing your best to understand the other person. And it is coming from a place of, I feel whole in myself, I respect myself, I appreciate what I can bring to the table, I know that I have a lot to offer, myself and this other person, and I can't wait to get to know someone who will also be able to offer a lot to me too. Love is not coming from a place of, I feel like I'm half of a whole, I need somebody else to fill the void, I need somebody else in order to feel like I'm wanted, like I'm protected, like I'm cared for, like I can give compassion to someone else so I feel a sense of purpose and a deeper sense of purpose. So if you're going into dating and your sense of purpose for dating is to find a sense of purpose, that'll lead to some problems. I highly, highly suspect that that'll lead to problems. Know from experience. So take it from me, that if you're going into a romantic relationship or dating with that being your end goal or being your sense of purpose, things will get challenging and you will find yourself getting confused in the nuances of merging your identity with someone else's very quickly and very soon into the process, and then not being able to easily separate who you are and what your values are. As you go throughout a relationship and you get to grow a deeper connection and a bond with someone, your identities will naturally merge together, and you will start thinking more in terms of we instead of I, in terms of us instead of me, and that comes with time and with trust and with development within the relationship. But until that point, just remember what love is and what love isn't, and understand that love is not coming from a place of, I need you to make me feel better about myself, I need you to emotionally validate me, I need you to give me permission before I can feel upset or sad, I need you to tell me it's going to be okay. So that's why we start with self-love in compassion coaching, and we look first at what are the aspects that you're bringing to the relationship, so that way you can clear negative behavioral patterns and negative relationship patterns and negative thought patterns from previous relationships, and that way you can create emotional and energetic space and openness to be able to welcome a new relationship into your life. And that is some of the most exciting transition possible. Some of you shared with me that you would like to know more about breakup recovery. I call it recovery because it's like a term used to say bounce back, to say come back from something difficult. Because when we go through difficult life challenges, sometimes we need time to recover emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and to heal. So in terms of breakup recovery, I can do more about that in a live next week, but that's part of our clearing process where we're able to work through some of our previous pain points and be able to clear that out so that we can welcome in new love and connections and distinguish between what we identify as a love and what we identify as places coming from fear and insecurity. So that's all for now. I'm going to wrap that up. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I love all the comments that I've been getting so far, so thank you. DM me, send me messages, and keep connecting, because this is going to help create a more loving and compassionate world, even if it's just by you watching a live video every now and then and maybe getting a tiny little piece of wisdom or a tip that you want to try out. So for now, my takeaway is I leave you with the task of distinguishing between the ways in which you have been loving and maybe in which the ways that you have been coming more from a place of fear. So whether that's a fear of, I'm afraid of being alone, I'm afraid of my partner leaving me, I'm afraid of dating because I don't want to be vulnerable, I don't like being emotionally vulnerable. So distinguishing between those fears and seeing if love is going to be used as a band-aid to put something on top of that and heal that or not. So that's the takeaway, and I hope to see you all next week. Thank you so much for taking time to watch, and have a beautiful Friday and weekend. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.